Lew Kaycee Rice, always the most exciting pleasure to see you guys, to chat with you again. What's it been like, sort of, you're obviously still dancing a ton, but making this like sort of conscious focus on choreographic work. What's that sort of been like to you? Do you feel like that? What do you think?
I mean, I personally don't feel any difference. I think it's just like because we're living throughout this entire like journey of kind of growing together and not trying to rush anything. I feel like everything kind of naturally happens for us rather than trying to think about like, oh, we are at this stage of at like this point, so now we have to meet that expectation. I think for us it's just like whatever feels right, we'll go for it. And that's kind of why like we don't really feel that sudden change of like, oh, we're choreographing now. It's just more like we're doing it because it feels right to us, and it, hopefully will respond well to the people out there.
Right, totally. How about you?
I mean, honestly, he said it best. But yeah, whenever like we put out something out there, it's just mainly for us to really communicate with other people through the language of dance, and it's not anything that's forced, which helps us connect in a better way.
Totally, and you guys have been doing a ton of teaching too, and I know it's one of the things that I did yesterday because you guys obviously have a very sort of dedicated legion of fans, and I wanted to know, what people wanted to know, and that was one of the biggest questions I got was, are they going to be teaching more? Is there more plans for international teaching? Are you going to go on a teaching tour? Is there anything in that world for you guys ahead?
I mean, it definitely won't stop. That's what I can really see. Like it, the whole teaching tour, the whole international thing. It's definitely like a goal, but it's not necessarily, or not even a goal. It's just like an idea. I feel like, because for us, it's like I said, it's not anything where it has to happen right away. I think that if the right people come to us, or the right place, or the right time, it happens. Then it happens, and we're definitely very open to it. I think that's the biggest thing. It's just like we're very open to that idea, and for us, I think just the whole idea of the collaboration and just teaching together, it's really just based off of what feels right.
Yeah, you're just like living in the moment, doing what feels right.
And it's really cool because I mean, it's not something that we're very used to, and to be able to push ourselves, but motivate each other at the same time. That kind of like whole situation, I feel like it's like the best kind of scenario you can ask for.
Absolutely. I got to ask you too about Broken Ballerina, which was so awesome, so huge for Dance Network to get to release that with you guys. It was amazing working with Scott DW again. Give me a little bit of an insight. I know you talked about this on the behind the scenes stuff. If you haven't watched it yet, get your Dance Network subscription. Go watch Broken Ballerina and all the backstage stuff too. Yeah, obviously the plug. But give us just like a little bit of a recap of what it was like working with Scott and shooting the video.
Yeah, Scott is probably one of the most amazing people that we've ever met. He is so down to earth, and his creativity level is just off the charts. And just getting to work with him like one on one and see his process and everything was just something that we're so thankful for. And the Broken Ballerina video, not only did it have such a creative form, but it also had such a powerful message that I feel like really reached out to so many people about being different. It's okay to be strange, and like not to let anybody else like bring you down. And it's just so cool how dancing and also acting kind of meshed to form this beautiful video.
Right, and that's something that we talked about last year too. Is that you've always had this passion within yourself to sort of explore more of an acting world as well as dance. Any sort of news on that front? Anything that you're working on, working towards that you've got in mind goal wise?
Yeah, for acting wise, it's definitely like what I want to do when I'm older. Like, obviously, I love dance, and I'm still gonna dance when I'm older because that's who I am. Um, but at the moment for acting, I'm just like taking along like with the journey, and I know it's gonna be like a long ride, but I'm just trying to explore different things, and we'll see what happens.
Totally. Now, one of the other questions that I had gotten from fans, a really good question that came in was, obviously dancers deal with injuries on a some people on a day-to-day basis, but one of the questions somebody asked was, what are some injuries that you have dealt with or dealing with, and how do you as dancers work through that and continue to do what you want to do?
Well, I mean, we've dealt with a lot of like short-term injuries. You know, either if it's like, oh, I sprained my ankle, or I hurt my this and that. But I think nowadays it's pretty interesting because at least for me, I've kind of started to. I think for the both of us, we've kind of like encountered long-term like injuries, meaning like things that have kind of like taken a toll on specific parts of our bodies based off of things that we've done for a very long time. And for me, it's I'm just starting to experience that I'm getting old. No, I'm kidding.
Right.
Almost 18.
Almost 18.
Almost 17. But yeah, it's just the idea of feeling like your body's getting tighter and not as like young as it used to be, you know.
Right. So what do you have to do to be able to keep going? Is there anything specific that you're doing? Are you figuring that as you go?
It's I mean, it's really just keeping, you know, your health right. I feel like just like taking care of your body, not just like physically but also mentally, and taking the rest when you need to and not pushing yourself when you don't necessarily have to, because at the end of the day, it's like no one's like, people will be waiting for you to do certain things, but they're not going to wait for you to injure yourself, you know. So it's, I think it's just important to know when to just step back and take a break. And I think that's kind of something that we've both learned these past couple of months, just because of so many things that's been happening. But yeah, I mean, it's just
I feel like that's such an important thing for dancers to hear, especially in the world of competitions and being asked to do so much so quickly. Being able to take that time to rest is super important. Something else too, I wanted to ask you about. I don't know if you have any updates on you last year. At this time, you'd mentioned this idea, or we talked about this idea of Project Two. Anything with that?
ah it's definitely on. It's definitely on the fence still. I mean, actually, a few months ago, I did release a GoFundMe to get people involved, not necessarily to meet that necessary goal of like the certain amount of money, but it was really just to get people involved to feel closer together in the sense of just making this film happen. So it's definitely it is a short film, and we've been kind of working really hard on it for the past few months, or I guess you could say the past few years. But it's it's happening still. It's happening.
It's still happening.
It's happening.
That's good. That's the news that you get there. It's still happening.
It's in the works. Yeah.
The other thing too is I know that there may be something that you're working on with Dance Network too, that may be in the works. So that's a little bit of a tease at the moment. But I know, we'll see. We'll see when that gets a little more solidified. But anything new that you want people to know about that's coming up that you're working on right now? Anything your fans will be super excited to hear about?
At the moment, no. I think it's just we're taking it day by day, and our schedules are constantly changing, so we never know what's going to happen until literally like the day before. I'm like, oh, we were supposed to have a week off, but then everything just came in at once. But yeah, we're just like, again, taking it day by day and seeing what happens and going with the flow and just doing what we do. Yeah.
And it's, I mean, honestly, we couldn't be more grateful for what comes, you know, along with us, because it does get a little tough, you know, and overwhelming sometimes. But you know, as we experience these experiences, it teaches us a lot about things that we don't realize, we don't like, about the things that we don't know about, you know. So I mean, honestly, the only update I feel like for us is really just knowing that this short film that's in the works right now. It's kind of just has a lot of sweat and tears and blood put into it.
The best ones do.
Injuries, yeah. But yeah, hopefully it's proven worth everyone's time and support, and we'll see what happens. And maybe it'll come out next year. Maybe it'll come out the year after. Maybe it'll never come out. We'll see.
It's gonna come out.
It's going to come out. And of course, and if you're involved with it, you know it's going to be awesome. I know you got a birthday coming up. Me too. We're both October babies, 17, almost 18. So, I mean, it's a lot of exciting times. I can't tell you how awesome you guys are, how awesome I think you are, how awesome everybody, all Dance Network fans love you guys. And obviously, you're huge Legion of fans. Thank you guys for being here. One last question before we let you go, too, is being here today, obviously, iDance4aCURE is something that's very special for you guys. So just give us a little insight of why it's so important for you to be here, why you come back, and why you take the time out of your super busy schedules to be here.
Well, I've been a part of iDance4aCURE for many years now, and it's honestly one of my favorite things to come back to because it's for such a good cause, and I feel like dance has always had this huge impact on so many people, and the fact that we can use dance to bring awareness to it is just one of the most rewarding feelings in the world. And we love coming back here just to give back our love and share our energy with everybody, and just have a good time. And dance makes people happy, and dance brings people together, and that's why we love coming back.
Ditto. No, I'm kidding. No. But no, really, everything that she basically said. But it's my second year here, and I don't know, just that idea of, like she said, coming together by dance. You know, it's surreal. I mean, it's just to think about the fact that a certain form of art gets to pull people across the country together, and not only that, but to support such an important cause. I feel like it shows how powerful dance can really be, not just from the certain moves that we do, but also the certain stories that we tell, or the certain messages that we want to, portray throughout what we do. And I think that, what keeps dance going is the people that, are the people. It's really the community. Exactly. Yeah. So I think that just that whole concept of coming together and supporting something that's really important. I feel like it's not only such a great feeling, but it's what gives dance that longevity that
I agree.
Needs.
It's huge. I mean, the dance community is so powerful, and combining the passion of the dance community for something that's so amazing is so amazing.
It's incredible.
Thank you guys again. Have a great day. Have some great classes. You got a lot of fans to take pictures with and say hi to. So thank you guys again for hanging out with us.
Thank you.